What's going on, everybody? I figured I would just jump on, see if anybody was around. I am just gonna start building the base, the new base for my laser. I don't like the one it came with, it's not quite high enough, and I want to do drop away wheels, so I'm gonna start that process. So hopefully, you guys will be able to hear me. And I'll have to bounce over here and take a look at the feedback. But it is what it is. So I've done four 20.5-inch verticals. I've got two 34-inch horizontals, two 31-inch horizontals that'll go for the front to the back, and then two 40.5-inch rear horizontals. So basically I'm just going to build the two sides first, then we'll build the interconnecting horizontals that go along the width of the machine, and that'll be kind of probably where we stop today as far as building this. I'm still waiting on the casters to come in, and then I'm going to build a flip down system for the casters so that they're real quick to pop up and be able to move it around when I need it to. So that's the plan. So if anybody jumps on, shoot me a message. I can't read them all from here right now because I'm doing this on my phone versus the computer, but I'll wander over and take a look, and if I can see something, I will respond. So yeah, let's see where I'm at here. So I got four of those. So those are going to be my uprights. Then my front to backs. Let me double check what I need on the. Oh, you know what I did? That's right. I think I'm doing the bottom. Yeah, okay. So the bottom is the 31s. So these are the 20.5s. So I don't need the 31s. These are supposed to be the 34s. So I need the 34s. So there we go. There's our 34s. I'll move this print stuff up on the laminator. Get it out of the way. So yeah, so these are going to be my front to back on the left and right side. On the top, these will be the uprights. So basically, it will sit like that to give me the height that I need on each side. And then the bottom board is actually going to go up here in between these, so it's a narrower width. And the reason it's going to go up high, you'll see on a future video, is I'm going to do collapsible wheels and a foot pedal. That's my plan. A foot pedal control so that I can basically just from the front of the machine step down, raise it up on the wheels, and be able to move it around. So that's the plan. But what I wanted to do is at least start the process of putting this together. Like I said, when the casters show up tomorrow, I'll be able to take final measurements to figure out exactly where my placement needs to be for those. So for right now, we'll just get the old drills so that we can pre-drill all our holes. And I do need some of my screws. Let's see, for these, I will probably use my 3-inch. Let me see. I'm thinking the 3-inch will be good. 2.5s might be a little too short. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely do a 3-inch. So let me grab some of the 3-inch. There's my 3-inchers. So what we will do is pre-drill all these guys. Actually, I'm going to wander over and take a look and see if anybody has made any comments that I have missed. I have no idea what that is. But yeah, no worries. All right, so we grab a pen, grab my trusty T-square, and I basically want to be at tape boats over here. Alright, so basically want to be right at the edge of the tape line. And then I drill my spots. And then we've got 3.5 inches. And I'm thinking we're going to need at least 2 3/4. Of course, that pen's not working. And we want to be right there. Ba-ba-ba-dum-bum. So what's going on with everybody out there today? Anything fun and exciting? Yes, no, maybe? Everybody gearing up for New Year's Eve? I know gets to be interesting. Quarters. 3/4. And 3/4. I'm gonna come in. One thing I don't like about using the phone, it's hard to see the comments. Alright, so we got our recesses. Figure I'll wander back around, see if anybody's saying anything over here. No, no messages. So we're good. So yeah, so now what we need to do is drill these guys. but we want to use a smaller bit. Some of these 3-inchers out. Okay. And we want to do the same on this one. Get that one square with a smaller bit. And I'm going to try real quick. Man, that one was just not much bite on there, but I'll try and minimize that sizing. There we go. That's better. So yeah. So there we go. Pretty simple, not much to it. So basically, it'll actually sit like this. So the laser will sit on this top, putting full pressure down on the 2-eyes. And then let me grab one of the 31-inch horizontals. So these will end up mounting in here somewhere. We don't quite know the height yet until I get the new casters in, and then I see what kind of angle I need to lift to get the casters recessed. So once I've got that figured out, we'll know exactly where to mount this support. But yeah, I mean, it's really that simple, not a whole lot to it. So yeah, I need to build the second one of these, and then we can tie these together. So we got to do the same thing with this one. So we'll tie make these marks. I'm going to come in at 3/4, basically right there. That one's actually pretty much right on spot on. So we go back to our bigger bit for this upper part. Guess everybody's off at lunch. Of course, it's lunch in my time. I don't know what time it is for you guys, depending on where you are. bit. We're basically just doing that as a pre-drilled guide on these boys. Just to minimize the split, any splitting. That one shifted. Let's try that again. Actually, I'm just going to flip it. Make it a little easier. Nobody else on, huh? It's been another quiet morning. Alright, so there's our second one. So that'll sit like that. That'll sit like that over here. Then we'll have our 40 and a halves. Let me grab those. Here's our 40 and a halves. And what I need to determine is, originally I was going to go ahead and flat mount this like that, because the laser really doesn't need any structural support in the center. All the weight is on those sides, just like the factory stand. It really only has support on the weight on the sides. But I do like the idea of giving it some extra strength. So what I may do is put the back one on this way, and the front one I may leave flat. And the only reason for that really is so that I've got more height in here for storing things. Because I'm gonna leave, I'm not gonna do a lower support on the front, because I want to leave that completely open underneath for sliding other equipment, storage, pump, water, blah blah blah, whatever else we might need underneath the front. The factory stand doesn't give you access to anything underneath it, and it's only like 12 inches high with the wheels, so it's very low, makes the laser really low to the ground, much lower than this table, which is kind of a backache waiting to happen when you're working on it. So I'm getting it up about another 10 inches, 10 or 11 inches, raising it up a little bit more with this new stand. Because the factory stand, like I said, is 12 inches right now. What are we at? We're at 22. So we've added 10 more inches of height. So definitely gets our working height up, gives me more space underneath for storage. And again, if I were to turn it that way, we're at 18 and a half inches, which isn't bad, but I'd rather have 20 or 20 and a half, which I could do if I flat mount this. So that's kind of what I'm leaning towards, just doing some pocket screws But for right now, we're going to worry about mounting the rear support. In reality, well, I probably could have gone with a lower on the rear as well. Although I don't really need that. If I did it, I'd probably raise it up here. But we'll play with it and see, just to keep more stability. I had actually originally considered not doing a back support at all and just doing a back board, because I've got plenty of extra ply. But I like the idea of it being open in the back for accessibility. So yeah, so I may end up cutting another 40 and a half for this back. For right now, let me see. What's up, Bad Brad? Sorry, man, I missed your message. If you're still here, drop me a hey. Let me know that you're here. I only see messages. They pop up really small on the phone, and I'm on the other side of the table, so I'm about 6 feet away. I do need to find my pocket hole jig, because I think that's really the way that's going to be best to do this. Let me dig that out real quick. Good old Craig. Just don't know if I've got, let's see, I've got 1.5. So let me do this. I'm gonna do a quick test on some scrap. So I'm not damaging non-scrap. I'll just use this piece, and let me find another one. I know I had more scrap, but I think I just cleaned a bunch of that stuff up like last week. I should have cut me a piece of scrap, but I didn't. Man, I thought I had another little piece of 2x. I mean, I've got plenty of drops, but all right. Just use this one as a test. So yeah, so we're gonna go. Seems awful long. Haven't done my pockets in quite a while, so yeah, that's definitely not it. I thought it was 3/4 what I do. Let's try it at the 3/4. See where I'm at. I might not be able to do this. Yeah, I don't think this opens up big enough for a 2x4. Just barely. Shows you how out of practice I am with the Kreg jig. There we go. Alright, so now I need the Kreg bits. Does that not look like it's quite right? Yeah, not quite right. This is why we test. All right, let's try her again from the other side. You know what? I think that was actually right. I just didn't stop at the right place. My Allen wrench, my Allen key for the stop, it's set way too far. Let me take a look here. Yeah, that was probably my problem. So let me try this again. Back to the position it was in. Go back to 3/4. Alright, now let's check where we're at. Alright, so now I need to go a little bit deeper, but not as deep as I did. Okay. So that was at a 3/4 spacing. And these are how long? Alright, so we want to be more like a half. Let's set that. Alright, so let's try this. So that still didn't quite make it through. So I still need to go a little deeper. See where that hits. Okay, that hits pretty good. So it looks like what we need to do now is come back just a little bit. Don't go quite as deep as I went that time. Alright, so let's try. Uno más. Okay, that went through as well. Man, I want to say we could even go a little less deep than that. Good old testing, right? There we go. So that did not go through. Let's see how we do here. Let's see how much grab I've got with that. Okay. So I need just a hair more. Just a little bit more. Gotta love it. Alright. So let's do alright, so that is like right at the edge. Yeah, that's pretty good. I say we're good there. I say we're good there. All right, so now what we want to do is the back one's going to go that way. So I really do want to gotta be a little careful of these top screws. So I'm thinking my best bet come in from the inside. Right in that middle area. So that'll have me going like right there. And right there. Same on the bottom. got our pocket holes. So now we should be able to put those bad boys right in. So it's going to go like that. There we go. Now go to the other side. Ta-da! So now we've got our back support. Looks like my table wasn't quite flat when I did that, but that's okay. This backboard's not quite lined up, but not a problem. So yeah, there we go. So next is going to be doing the front board. Said this one I think I'm gonna lay flat instead, just to give me the extra height. Said we really don't need it for supporting weight, so we're okay there. So in which case I'll screw these from the top. So let's see, we want to come in a little bit on that one. Assuming you guys can still see over here. Alright, so we'll do these this way. So what I'll do is, where's my clamp? There it is. See, I've got a couple of these clamps around. I just find that it works well for holding. What's up, Texas Finest? How you doing? Hopefully you're still there and haven't run off, but if you have, that's okay. Just building this new base for the laser. Figure what the hell, I'll go live while I'm doing it. Just can't see comments very well from over across the room. There we are. here. Dropped a little bit, but we're really just needing that for stability more than anything. It's not really supporting any weight. Even though it would appear it is. Alright, so that gives us a lot more stability. And like I said, I'm probably going to go ahead and do a plywood top to give it even more rigidity. There's really no need for it. Like I said, all the weight's really over these ends. But it'll just give it more rigidity. And then, like I said, once I've determined where the casters are going, once those arrive tomorrow, we'll know better where these, turn that, where these supports go. Probably going to be somewhere in this neighborhood is where they'll be. And then the casters will actually be sitting on a collapsible board here that will let us be on or off casters. So yeah, so here's the front, here's the back. I probably should have done one more joint in here. I may take those out and just do that, just to add a little bit more structural support, pressing up instead of down. But you get the general idea. So that's about as much as I can do with this today until the casters arrive. I may cut the plywood that's going to go on the top. And actually I may cut a piece of 40.5 for this back, just to give it more support in the back. Not that we again really need it, but wood's pretty cheap. So it's definitely solid considering, like I said, all the weight's going to be sitting on these ends. So let me there you go, pull this off. You can kind of see what I'm talking about. So there's the base now. So it sits pretty darn low, but all the weight's on the ends, and that's it. There's no center support for it. They're all sitting on those ends. So I'll build this new base. We'll raise it up about 10 more inches, and then I'm going to do collapsible casters so that basically we can move it when we need to very easily without having to go to every corner and loosen the risers so that we can get it on casters. So that'll definitely help with that. So that is all for today. Hope you guys had some fun watching me make a mess. And I will talk to you guys later, and I'll do a follow-up. Have a good one. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.